Hey, it says you're live. You know why it says that?
Live.
Science.
Science. Uh-oh. I was all connected, and now I'm
Ha
not connected
ha
again.
ha. Hey, everybody.
I'm hotboxing off of it.
Isn't that when you smoke a cigarette with another person and it gets really smoky, endy?
There's a couple meanings like for that term.
Hot
You
box?
hotbox a cigarette, you smoke it too fast, and then it gets all weird and hot and kind of melty, like
Okay.
the filter. Or you could do it like Spicoli style in the van, and roll up all the windows, and everyone puffs up, so that there's no possible way you can, breathe fresh there that doesn't have marijuana. in it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, it is Sunday and it is 5 o'clock Mountain Time, and it's time for the Texas Toast Live podcast. And thank you, everybody who is joining us and chiming in. And it looks like before we even started, we had a thumbs down from somebody. I don't know who that's from.
I can't imagine. Who it could be.
And I couldn't care less, and I refuse to care more.
It wasn't me,
Okay.
because watch the count.
You just did it now.
damn.
There you go. So anyway, it's Sunday, and I've already said that, and it's Matt, and we're at Texas Toast Guitars, and with me to my right, your left, is Chris, and we are sporting some swanky new shirts. But not just Chris and I. Actually, Mrs. Texas Toast is here too, and Mrs. Toast has this kind of thing that she does where she doesn't like to be on the camera. And so Andy the Saint is thinking that he's going to get to see Mrs. Texas Toast if he sends us all shirts and says, hey, will you guys wear these shirts? And I don't know what she is doing, but I think, what are you doing?
Yeah, because
Show me my shirt.
No
Nobody
one
can see
no one
that.
can see you. You're over there.
Well,
Are we to move the camera?
here.
Go ahead and...
Yeah. There's
Do you guys read Chinese? Japanese? Whatever? I'm
Dirty
sorry, I
knees,
don't mean to
look
be
at these.
insensitive.
Water,
I
drink
just
beer.
don't know.
Save water, drink beer. That's what it says.
Anyway, so I'm afraid, guys, that much like on Home Improvement with the next door neighbor Wilson, you just don't get to see Mrs. Texas Toast's face today. So.
But you can keep sending me presents.
Yep. So thanks, Andy, for the cool shirts. Mine has a bass guy on it,
Mine has a guitar guy on
and
it.
and Andrew St. Pierre must think I'm like really tubby because I got a shirt that's way too big for me. So.
Well, the camera adds 10 pounds, and there's like 5 cameras.
And I've got like an extra 10 pounds of hair too, and sawdust. Anyway, guys, so thanks for joining us, and everybody who's watching. I don't know who's here so far. Anybody want to chime in?
Well, I can't see.
Okay. I
Okay,
can't
so
see
Graham Black, G Black,
it. G Black.
El Rondo. Oh my God, it's coming fast and furious.
It's Fast and
River
Furious.
City Mike 76, Nicholas Worrell, Lee Simpson, Michael Ayler, Crit Sticks, Dark Spear. I don't think I said that right.
I don't know.
Joe Hervey.
Hey, Michael, if you're watching, I got an email from you. I just haven't responded yet. I'll get back to it. I've been crazy with email, so.
Happy Ads, Tiger, Panther Fox. I haven't seen that hand.
I know that's been a while.
Some
Yeah.
jerk named Mike McMurray's on here.
Hey. Mac actually came by last week and
He did.
brought Johnny Love with him. That was cool.
And I drank up the rest of his beer.
Good. Excelente. So anyway, thanks for joining us, everybody who we've mentioned and in classic romper room style. And
I was just thinking that.
and if we haven't mentioned you, it's not because we don't like you. It's because we can't read the little teeny tiny print here. So anyway, thank you anyway for joining us. There's been a lot of good stuff going on in the workshop this week. Yes, Chris?
Yes.
I can't remember any of it because it's been, I don't even know, it's been crazy.
This whole week sucked ass, not in a good way.
It was a wild week, that's for sure. We did more class prep because I'm very excited about the classes that are coming up. They start actually next Saturday. If you've signed up for the week-long class, that doesn't start on Saturday. That starts on the 11th. But on the 2nd of November is our very first setup class, and that's a cool
Line it up right.
that's a cool class that is happening. And there's still room in the setup class, and there's one spot left in the guitar build your own guitar week-long adventure. So if you guys want to do that, let me know. Although the setup class includes a toolkit that I need to order. So if you want to get in on that, you wait till the last second, you might not get the toolkit right away. Anyway, Gosh, there's so much going on. What else is happening, Chris? How have you
Pass.
been? Chris?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why all of a sudden I've decided to clam up.
Clammy.
I'm trying to think of what we did this week.
Well,
we did a bunch of paint work.
we did a bunch
in
of
the
paint work.
undisclosed,
Yep.
paint
Yep.
location. Maybe that's why I can't think of anything. Is because I huffed so much.
Maybe.
Paint.
Maybe. We worked on the scrapwood guitar, and here's the neck for the scrapwood guitar. I still don't know what I want to do with the headstock. You know what I mean?
I'm leaning towards black.
Blick. That's probably the easiest thing to do.
Well, I think yeah.
Here's my thing though. All the hardware is going to be black, and if the headstock is black and the hardware, would that look weird?
No, it'll look all murdered out.
It'll look all
So
boss.
what the kids call that? I think
don't
that's
know.
what they call it.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I don't know.
We were just listening to Honky, Balls Out In, before the podcast, and I was reminded of the guitar player from Honky always plays white Gibsons, and I thought, you know what would be cool is if the guitar player from Honky played this one. This is a Texas Toast. This thing is awesome. It's a double cut Texas Toast double cut. It's all mahogany. DiMarzio pickups. This is a super distortion in the bridge and a PAF in the neck, and it is super awesome. And if you can't get it done with these two pickups, you're doing it wrong. Especially if you're in a band that's called Honky. Right? And it's got our super cool bridge. You know, someone was talking to me the other day, a customer called about these bridges. We've got a secret stash of these bridges, but once they're gone forever, and there will be no more. So I'm only going to be putting these on Challengers from now on. So if you call me up and go, I want a Flying V and I want that bridge, tough shit. I'm not going to do it. These are only for Challengers.
Everything is for sale. It would be very expensive to get that bridge on anything.
Yeah, let's just say no, we're not doing it, even if we do. But yeah, so I have every reason to just want to use these bridges on Challengers exclusively. So people do that shit to me all the time. They're like, "Hey, how come you don't have your own model?" I'm like, "Well, I have lots of my own models. It's just that you haven't been to my website to see them." So, no. Anyway, what else is going on?
Well, I don't know.
Mike Learn's with us.
Mike Learn.
He says, "What's up? What's up?"
Mm-hmm.
Mike is probably not watching football today, right? He's so disgusted with the whole football season this year. Like, I guess the
Possibly.
sports team in Colorado is sucking wind or something. So yeah, Mike is probably not watching the foosball today. I don't know what the fuck.
The bad part of like today, they lost and they played early. So
Man,
by 2:00 in the afternoon, if you're a fan, you're all bummed
everyone's
out.
bummed out. That
You-
sucks.
Possibly by noon, you were bummed out.
They're
And
probably
drunk,
you know?
passed out by now.
Maybe. Yeah.
And everyone's going to be cranky tomorrow because the Broncos lost and they're
Yeah.
hungover.
Yeah. You can feel the difference between when they win and when they lose.
Yeah.
This year, not so much because they've lost so much. It's just always the same. But in previous years, especially when they're good and people are expecting them to win,
okay, yeah.
you can really feel it.
Gotcha.
So, although I don't really care, I like it when they win just because everybody's a lot happier.
I don't think that football fans like it when their team wins, actually. I think that football fans like it when they lose so they can bitch and whine and bellyache and Monday morning
Broncos
quarterback
fans
it.
are a special breed of fans.
I guess. See, I don't watch sports, so I don't.
It's
Yeah,
true.
what-
It's true. Back in the 70s when they couldn't, get past a fucking first down, they
Oh,
would
okay.
sell out every game, and
Yeah.
they're fanatic. You could go in a bar in New York, in a fucking Cowboys shirt. Someone's gonna give you shit, but nobody's gonna actually want to kick your ass.
Okay.
That's not true in Denver. You go
Oh.
into a bar, someone might want to kick my ass wearing a Giants sweatshirt.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people doing a lot of weird shit in the world, that's for sure. Anyway, so the topic for today, and there's not a whole lot to talk about, so and everyone gives me shit when we drag on, so I guess
And-
we're just going to jump right into the topic.
Because
for
Mike
today.
Chambers said a while ago, so enough of the bullshit talk, what about the letter? An exclamation. I mean, in
Oh, my.
caps, dude.
My,
What-
my,
enough
my.
of the bullshit. What about the letter?
Well, it's funny. We were talking this week about what to do when you get a cease and desist letter from Fender. And Chris and I have differing ideas on what what you would do if that happens. So, So let's talk a little bit about why Fender sends out a cease and desist letter, or why any company sends out a letter like that, or why any company takes another company to court and wins or loses in the European court system for trademark infringement. How does that work, Chris?
Yes, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, so here's why. So there are certain things that are trademarked, or it's not copyright and it's not patent, it's a trademark. It's a trademark shape, it's a trademark design. And so like the Fender headstock, for example, is a trademark design. And you can't just like scooch one little tiny thing and call it your own. You've got to follow there are certain dimensions that you can't have, and certain shapes on the ends of the headstock that you can't have, and things like that. And that's true with so Fender headstocks. So the Strat headstock and the Tele headstock and the P bass and shit like that. But it's also true of like Gibson body designs are also trademarked. So the reason that everybody makes Fender shape bodies, and they can get away with that, is because I guess Fender didn't trademark the body shapes.
They tried to later on.
And now it's too late.
When
right?
they did the headstocks, but
Okay.
yeah, by then it was too late.
Okay.
For some reason.
So, but Gibson has a tentative hold on the body patent. So, like if you go to the Warmoth website, back in the day, Warmoth, of course, is a Fender licensed headstock or licensed neck maker. So they can use the Fender headstock shapes, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And 20 years ago, you could go on the Warmoth and you could buy an SG shape or a Les Paul shape or an Explorer shape. Now you can get stuff that's kind of like it, but doesn't fall under isn't protected, trademark protected by the Gibson trademarks, I think. Anybody know out there? So yeah.
Well, Andy Mandiak said that Fender swiped the Strat headstock from Bigsby.
And Bigsby stole it from
A lot of people stole stuff from Paul Bigsby.
European guitars from the
There are no original
17th
ideas.
century. Yeah.
And those guys, yeah. So what happened was Paul Bigsby just took like the side of a violin and turned it so that it was facing 90 degrees. If you look at a violin headstock from the side, it looks a hell of a lot like the Paul Bigsby or Fender
What?
headstock.
Yeah.
Carrie Ann is killing something.
Killing
on
bugs with
my
her
bench.
phone.
Yeah. That's why we can't have nice things. So anyway, so that is one of the reasons that and you have to be doing something. You have to be on Fender or Gibson or whoever's radar enough to actually get one of these letters, because they don't care if Joe Shit the Ragman in his garage is making stuff.
Yeah, and you can make templates and you can draw it out, and you can make it for yourself.
Yep.
But you can't make it to sell.
You can't make it to sell. That's right.
Okay.
That's right. So, so what would you do, Chris, if you were in a position where you got a cease and desist letter from, let's say, Fender?
Well, so this is what we were talking about yesterday,
Uh-huh.
and I was feeling particularly sassy about it. And we were talking about other people getting letters, and everybody just acquiesces and just goes, okay, I won't. And I was like, what if you didn't do that? What if you said no, and you didn't answer the letter, and you didn't say yes or no, and you kept going making headstocks? Has anybody ever done that?
I don't know.
I mean, because there's a gazillion Chinese knockoff companies that do that, and Fender doesn't do a whole lot about that.
Well, maybe they try, but
Well, they
because,
try, but they can't.
yeah.
I don't think they try very hard. Amazon's loaded up with stuff that looks like Fender stuff.
Yeah.
Guitars, necks, all sorts of stuff. And so
It
what
falls,
if you
it
just
falls
said
to the
no?
company to protect their
It does.
their
yeah.
stuff. So
yeah.
yeah, if they don't protect it, or they don't want to pursue it because it's in China or what, okay.
Yeah. So the first step is you get a letter that says cease and desist.
Okay.
What's second? Another letter
Yeah, I don't know.
that says, no, seriously, we're serious about this?
The cops show up at your
That's
house.
what happens
and
in
stomp
Arvada, is they send a second letter.
And nothing.
Oh,
happened.
that's right. That's right. That's what happened with the
Yeah.
city of
And
Arvada.
nothing happened.
And nothing
Yeah, and
happened.
still
Now,
nothing
okay,
happened.
now, To be clear, people, this was not a letter from Fender. This was a letter from code enforcement in Arvada that said we had to relocate the shop. We're talking about something similar, but not exactly what you might
But
have
this
thought.
is different. This is someone that wants to protect their bottom line.
Yeah.
Right.
So they will actually probably send you, yes, one more letter.
Okay.
And then send you a subpoena to
Okay.
show up, because now you're
Cool.
getting sued.
Okay.
Now, when we were getting ready for Summer NAMM, we had count 'em, three Gibson shapes. One was this guy right here.
That's not technically a Gibson shape, though.
No, it is. And this is actually on the Gibson pictured list.
What is the name of that model?
Les Paul Jr.
It's the Les Paul single cut that's just transposed for the
No,
cutout?
this is slightly different than the Les Paul in this horn and this horn. I think the ass end might be a little different too. Or this one actually.
That was
No, this one is not on the Gibson trademark.
No,
sheet.
because it was the Les Paul single cut that you flipped
That's
over to
right.
make my makeshift melody maker
That's
for
right.
my Halloween costume as Joan Chet.
Hold on, but you're already slowing me down here. You're fucking up my shit because I'm already lost. So we took count 'em, three Gibson shapes that are made by other people, but are world known as a Gibson shape. This is one of them that we took. The other one was a non-reverse Firebird shape, also not on the Gibson don't make this list. And the other one was a modern shape that absolutely, positively is on the you can't make this list. And the guy from Framus comes up to me, he's like, hey, how can you get away with this? And I'm thinking, get away with what? Like, I'm not getting away with anything. What are they going to do to me here at the NAMM show? So let's say, I'm at the NAMM show on what day did it start? Like Thursday? Mm-hmm. So we're there Thursday, and then what? They give me a letter on Thursday, and then me and the guy in the leather jacket and Mark Agnesi have to go out in the parking lot and have a fist fight.
That would be awesome.
That would be so funny.
God, that would be awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, so like what do you? There's no way you can mobilize a team of lawyers over a weekend. But I'm gone, daddy gone by the time that show's over. What are they going to do?
They have them on retainer they are pretty much.
Maybe for the show, especially, they're like, okay, yeah, and it's in their backyards.
So there's that famous story of the Han guitars.
Yeah, and how
him going out into the parking lot with a hacksaw.
Yep.
And hacking up his guitars.
Yep.
And I think it's a bullshit story.
I think it's a bullshit story too.
Because it's a stupid thing to, unless you're trying to, and not that it didn't happen, but it probably didn't happen the way that he tells it that it happened.
Yeah,
it's a good way for him to draw a bunch of attention to himself.
Yeah. You know what? I don't want to make other people's headstock shapes, and I don't want to make other people's shapes. It's just that people pay me to do stuff, so I have to make money, so I have to do what people are willing to pay for. So, but like we don't use Fender headstock shapes anymore. And sorry if you guys thought we got a cease and desist letter, but we actually didn't. We were just wondering what would happen if you did. So, yeah, I changed our 6 on the side headstock a while ago to be something different, and I'm sure it's somebody else's headstock shape too, because there's only so much you can do. Mm-hmm. Oh, now then there's this guy here, which is totally rad, which I came up with just sort of with a pencil going. Yeah, it was like it's a one-off.
You're gonna get a letter from Yamaha over that one.
It does look a little bit like the Yamaha Pacifica, doesn't it?
Or Fender,
Yeah.
who owns Hamer, and it looks pretty close to the Hamer.
Yeah, it might. Yeah.
Yeah, it does look a little bit. Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, what do you do if you get one of these letters? Wow. So we're 15 minutes in. We already shot our wad. Thanks for watching, everybody.
No, I really want to know what happens next. I think you get a second letter, and then you might get a third letter, or maybe. But I it's going to be a while before anything really legitimately bad happens to you.
Sure.
Well, who did Gibson just sue recently about
Dean.
that? Dean.
Yeah.
thank
Yeah,
you.
Dean's still making guitars.
We should
And
have
I
got
think
one of those
Gibson
guys
lost
looped into
something
this,
recently.
Well, that was
uh,
in Europe. That was over the Flying V in Europe.
Was it the Flying V or the Firebird?
It was the V.
Okay.
Well, we're making flying Ys. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Pointy.
when it comes to Fender headstocks, there's a bunch of people that make licensed copies of Fender necks, who is to say that you're not using their? I mean, let's say I wanted to make a Telecaster copy, and I made the necks look exactly like a Telecaster neck, and they said, "Hey, you can't do that," and I said, "Ha ha ha! I'm so clever. That's a licensed neck that I bought and put on my body, even though I didn't." How are they going to know if I did or didn't do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
How would they know?
I don't know, and I don't really see what the difference between, other than, some arbitrary court decided that the body shape isn't copyrightable, but the headstock is. What the difference between making a Strat copy with a Strat headstock and a Strat copy with your own headstock really is, in the overall
I don't know.
scheme of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and unfortunately, that's what people want, and we hear about it all the time. Is,
Yeah.
oh, you guys are making, daily drivers, tellies.
And
I'd
that's
like
fine
a telly.
because
Can you make me a telly?
Yeah.
I can make you a telly.
Yeah.
Can you make me one with a Fender headstock? No,
I can,
don't
but I
really-
won't.
Don't
Yeah.
really want to do that. Well, can you make it, say Texas Toast, but like in the Fender font?
Yeah, I can, but I won't.
Yeah.
Go buy a Fender.
Yeah, what you
yeah.
really want is a Fender. And one of the reasons I can do that, but I don't like to, is I've made a bunch of those, and one was for my friend Jen, who I made. Okay, don't tell Rickenbacker, but it is like a counterfeit 4001 Rickenbacker, and
But it doesn't say Rickenbacker.
No,
on
it
the
does,
headstock.
but it's like in every way, shape, and
It
form.
was a little bit smaller.
No, it's dead on. It's absolutely
Trying
dead
to
on.
help you.
Yeah. And
It's got a neck you can play.
yeah, it's got.
There you go. It's
But-
actually playable.
But the thing about it is that every time someone sees a picture of it, they go, "Whoa, that Rick is so cool," and I'm like, it doesn't do me any good to advertise for Rickenbacker. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll make you that, but you're gonna pay through the nose, and you
And
might
it's
as well
gonna
just buy a
have your
fucking Rick.
headstock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of comments, and let's get to some of those. What are we? Someone want to chime
Somebody
in?
says there's nothing original. Really, let's judge stuff on quality and let the dance begin.
I'm all for that.
In some ways, yeah, and yeah, it's. we would make our own designs and come up with other new designs if the response for our original designs was greater now.
The real potential problem is that there's two electric guitars, essentially,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we all know that is the Les Paul and the Strat, or some variation on those two things.
Well, and really, you say variation, and it's not even variation; it's those two guitars.
Yeah. And so and the industry as a whole, there's a bunch of people. I can't imagine. There's probably industries that are like this that I can't think of, but off the top of my head, I can't think of any industries that I want shit that's exactly like it was in every detail from 70 years ago. That's what I want. Now I would love to have a super cool muscle car from the 70s, and there's probably lots of reasons I'll never be able to get a new,
Call the guys at Ass Monkey.
yeah, I'm sure you could do that, but what other industries are there where you're like, hey, I want a TV from, a 1950s TV. The part of the cool panache of that is that they're not making them anymore, except for when you talk about guitars, and that's what people want. That's what they make. And that's what are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, I do the same thing. I'm like, I don't want any CNC tools. I want old tools. So I get it, but yeah, I'm in the minority on that one.
But there are people in the hot rodding business that do exactly that.
Lance says there's people in the hot rodding business, but I don't want to get into that. I'm just saying it's a peculiar industry that no one wants a computer from 20 years ago.
And in the auto industry, there's niche people that still do old stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Chevy and Ford and Dodge don't make dead nuts reproductions of their cars.
And
partially
for
'cause
whatever
they
reason,
can't.
let's not get into cars because
even if
there's two
they
car
could.
people here, and they're gonna
Well,
go.
yeah.
The reason they don't do that. That's you two guys,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
The reason they don't do
But
that is because
People aren't making VIC 20s anymore.
What's a VIC
computers.
20? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and
so
they're not
like
making-
yeah, so like
they're
you
not
used to
making-
work in the
or-
bicycle industry, and there's a lot of like
Yeah.
modern components. No one wants a 50-year-old bike as their no. there's no Lance Armstrong who's pimping a
there's very
bike
little
yeah.
reproduction of old designs brand new.
There are a bunch of guitar players who want old Stingray bikes.
Yeah, well, and actually they do sort of make those, but that's just a fun little side thing. It's
And then
it's not the industry.
Then there's guys like Mike Learn who buy up the legit old stuff and put it all together and sell it as like. What else, how is that? How does that Mike sells it? He's like not new old stuff. I guess it is. It's not new old stock. It's just old bikes.
It's just restored.
Restored.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if anyone is interested in an old older BMX bike, Mike's got a buttload of them.
Mike's the guy. Yeah, the guitar industry is really unique in that way, and I wonder about the rest of the musical industry too. Like flutes, probably the same technology that they had, a million years ago with flutes. I don't know.
That's an intriguing question. Yeah, like
updates on those.
Would you want to have all your drum hardware be the same as it was in 1955?
Well, there's people that do.
Okay. But I wonder, like,
there's
if
people that don't.
Modern Drummer magazine, there's probably, because when I look at drummers, the shittier they're if they have hardware that sucks, I'm like, this guy's a hack. I want something that's like stable and yeah. But I know that people do shit like that, so yeah,
I know several
I don't know.
touring musicians that bring really lightweight stuff just because it's easy to easy to carry.
Sure.
And it depends on what kind of drums you're playing too.
And it depends on what kind of touring musician you are. If you've got someone who sets up your drum kit for it, who gives a fuck?
Yeah. But
if it arrives in a truck, that's one kind of musician. If it arrives in the van with you, that's another kind. I mean, and that's okay. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and there's different kinds of drumming too. Some drummers don't need rack-mounted gear.
No, but like you look at
Some
like
do.
Yamaha drums, and that aren't some of that Yamaha gear is just it's heavy duty and it's not like a cage thing like the guys had in the 80s. But
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you there's no drummers watching this right now.
There might be.
There might be, but what else we got? Is there anyone else chiming in?
I'm just confused. I think I'm trying to follow a side conversation between Nicholas Worrell and Mike Learn about a Mustang neck or something, and I'm getting confused.
Well, I think
So
is
Mike
that
Worrell
Nick?
wants to know how his Mustang.
You mean that
is
neck
coming.
over there?
Oh, okay. So it is you are building
Done.
it. Okay.
It's not done. Yeah. So this is Nick's 24-inch Mustang neck with ebony fretboard and roasted maple back.
Sexy.
Yeah. I'm not going to show you the headstock because it's off the camera. Don't worry, Nick. It's exactly what you want.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you were having a conversation with Mike.
Yeah.
I think he is.
He may be.
Oh, okay.
He might
But
want a
also
super
asked
sweet
about it earlier.
I was just a
BMX
little
bike.
And then he said, "Sweet."
Sweet. It is sweet.
Is it a Fender?
So anyway, so what else we got? Is there anything else that's happening?
Well, Andy the Saint wanted you to make something for him.
Sure.
I had lost it now because I got lost in that other thing, and I was overthinking things. I started drinking.
It's
too
easy to
early.
do when it's time to have some drinks. Guys, you know what? It's snowing like crazy here in Colorado.
Oh, Andy the Saint.
Don't move
wants-
here.
He wants to know, can you guys make him a Silver Sky?
I have no idea what that is. So yeah, sure.
Apparently, Terry G&G says, actually, Chris, there are some folks making reproduction of Vic 20s. LOL. Really?
That's not real,
I
is
wonder
it?
if they're doing that just so they can play the games.
Oh,
That was
maybe.
the only thing that machine did that was any good at all, to my way of thinking.
I don't even know what that is.
A
Was
Vic
that a
20 is just
precursor
really-
to the Commodore 64?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Same
Okay.
company. 64
Oh.
was 3 or 4 times more powerful. A Vic 20 was a glorified calculator. Really.
Lance is here, and he's a computer guy and a car guy.
But
so-
does he have a calculator watch?
Does he have a Vic 20?
Not anymore. I have an analog watch.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so.
You're so not.
But he does
those
have
are all-
wristbands.
Those are all niche industries.
Yeah,
You know?
it's not the
It's not the-
so,
it's not the main
So that's the
focus
thing.
of the
The
industry.
guitar industry as a whole is made up of the main guys making shit that they haven't done anything to
Yeah.
since the
You
50s.
can
Uh-huh.
include the amp manufacturers in there as well.
You know,
Yeah.
you're right. You absolutely could.
In
Yeah.
a lot of ways,
It really
there's
is. this kind of music
Yeah,
scene that's
yeah.
just kind of trapped in this.
There's finally some new technology in amps that's legitimate, I think, for the first time in the history of amplifiers. That may.
Well, what the hell do I
Take
know?
some
I still
away.
move 300 pounds of
300 pounds.
Ampeg SVT around.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm-
but
like I'm some kind of Viking or something, which I'm not.
yeah, but it's funny. The other funny part of that equation is how much smaller the amp industry seems than the guitar industry, or how much less focus
Maybe,
there is
yeah.
on the amp industry than the guitar.
You know what though? Like I think that bass players seem to be a little more willing to prance outside the box than guitar players.
Yeah, I
do.
think a lot
guitar
of that-
players in general are really fucking square.
Yeah,
Prance,
Prance.
not sachet.
No.
Or strut.
Every
Not
so often they'll
strutting out,
amble,
they're
but
prancing.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
I just wanted to clear.
mm-hmm.
yes.
Tight pants, cut piece.
God, please.
Walk like a model, you know.
So did Andy ever say what a
Well,
silver
so we got
thing
a
or what?
couple. Somebody said that it was the John Mayer PRS signature model.
Oh, okay.
And then Andy the Sane came back, said that it's the Strat with the PRS headstock.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We can't do that, but we can do a Strat with a Texas Toast headstock.
Well, how about a Strat with the PRS headstock with the Texas Toast logo?
We could do anything. You know, if you're willing to throw money at it, we absolutely could do that. So Andy was actually. Can I grab this here? So I think what he's. Like here would be a good. Is the Paul Reed Smith John Mayer thing? Is it got a pickguard? I think it does.
It does. It looks almost just like a Strat.
Yeah, it's just got the 3 on a side headstock. Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
This is a really nice piece of lumber that we got from Dan at Guitar Wood Experts.
Dan the Woodman.
Dan the Woodman. You know, would you guys come out? Okay, everyone watching who is within earshot of me, and would you be interested? One of the things that we want to do, I realize it's a long way around the barn to get where we are. Would you guys be willing to come out to the shop, spend an evening with Texas Toast, and listen to guys like Dan from Guitar Wood Experts, or Mike Learn from MikeLearn.com, Mike Learn Airbrush, etc., or John and Cheryl from Bitterroot Guitars, or have like a guest lecturer come out and you guys can come out and hang out and see what they've got and just kind of talk with them. If you guys would be into that, let me know. There's, we're trying to, it would be a free event. It'd be just like a couple hours one night, something like that.
Or they can learn all about truss rods too.
I could do my truss rod lecture.
I thought you were going
At
to
the
post
end of the
that.
night.
I thought you were going to
Yeah.
post that on the YouTube so people could sleep.
I'm not gonna do that, I don't think.
Okay.
Mostly because it's the video quality isn't good, and people would bitch and whine and bellyache about the video quality not being good. Anyway, there's a bunch of stuff. coming
It's
in.
mostly talk between everybody in the group.
Oh, okay.
Daisy Duke weenie roller.
I could do a special on how to. That's gonna be my next thing. Is I'll cut your jeans off custom.
Speaking of that, somebody, I can't remember, I lost it now, but they said Daisy Dukes and Weenie Roller.
That's what I just weenie rolled.
It's too cold for Daisy Dukes.
It is a
There's
little
already
cold.
too much shrinkage. We don't need to.
Yeah, we don't need any more shrinkage, people. So, well, this topic really kind of stalled.
Well, you
Kind of took a dump. You think I gave it away too early?
maybe.
Okay.
Well, so, you can follow that up with, what other things are patented that you wind up using, or copywritten that you wind up using?
Boy, one of the things that we talk about a lot is the Floyd Rose.
Right.
And back in the old days, there used to be the Floyd Rose. And then in the not quite so old days, there was the Floyd Rose and the licensed Floyd Rose. And the two were not the same. And now, I think the patents or trademarks or whatever have all gone away, and there's a bunch of things that are double locking tremolo super #1 extra happy system. And guys, I know that here's what everybody does this when I talk about Floyd's. The one on my guitar is fine. I bet you got a good one. To be sure, buy the real Floyd. And that's the only way to be sure. I'm not saying that the $50 ones that you can buy from Guitar Fetish are bad. I just don't know if they're good. If you buy a $200 one from Floyd, I know it will be good.
Can I take a step back
Sure.
for a moment and talking about having, your lecturers in here?
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of people outside the area, and Michael Ayler said if I live within 2,000 miles, I would. Symposiums are cool. And
Mm-hmm.
then, some guy, he said, I'm in the UK, mate, but you're a top bloke. I just threw that in.
He said that? Oh, he
no,
didn't
I
say
just-
that. Oh. Come on, dude.
But you could live stream those too.
That would be awesome. Yeah, to have a live stream of like, so if you're in the neighborhood, you can come hang out with Dan
And
the
somebody
Woodman.
asked, can we drink? I was like, really, dude?
Well, you can't, but I will.
You can drink whatever you bring.
That's right. That would be extra cool. We could have, yeah. So maybe we could. Well, because I've talked with Dan about having him come out and do like a Tonewood talk and talk about sites and some of those other things. Because he's on the bleeding edge of a lot of that stuff. So he knows how like torification works, and he knows what is legal and not legal, and he knows what old growth is and new. He can answer your questions, and me, I'm just like, whatever, man, I don't care. But Dan, because I just go to Dan, I'm like, hey Dan, I need swamp ash, I need mahogany, I need rosewood, and I get it from Dan, and then I don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be cool to have some stuff like that, and we could absolutely live stream that, and then that way our friends in the UK and elsewhere could watch it.
We
There
have
you
an
go.
actually on-topic question
Oh, good.
from Doc Siltonen. What would you do if someone was copying your Challenger body shape? The question is, what would I do?
What would Miss Thing do?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Doc. They can copy me, but they can't copy me, and that's the only thing that I have. I mean, I would love it if somebody copied my shit.
It's hard to make a guitar when all your fingers are broken. That's all I'm saying.
now you can't leave. You know what Miles Davis used to say is that there's something about I'll just make new things. You know what I mean? I like to think that I'm not the Miles Davis of guitar making.
But somebody moved your cheese.
But the thing is that yeah, there's nothing I could do. So yeah, go crazy. If you wanna copy my design, that's fine. It's gonna be a copy. And if you are happy with a copy, I don't like knockoff anythings. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Go crazy. What do you got, Chris?
I don't know. So another odd thing about guitars is, so let's just say Telecaster, just for the sake of argument.
It's easy to.
Fender freely sells every single piece
Yeah.
of a Telecaster, of every single model of a Telecaster.
Mhm.
You can buy a Fender bridge, you can buy Fender pickups, the exact same ones they put on the guitars.
Mhm.
You can buy tuners, you can buy pick guards, you can buy everything. You can even buy necks and bodies.
Sure.
And you're free to make a body,
Yep.
but you're not free to make a neck with their headstock.
Yeah.
Even though you can buy everything else for the guitar.
Mhm.
It's very odd. It's very
And I think that like when the companies get pissed off, it's because either you're making a subpar product, some of those Chinese things, or you're
Well,
cutting
yeah.
into their bottom line.
yeah.
But like we made one Gibson Modern.
Mm-hmm.
No one would have thought it was a Gibson, but all it did was was basically advertised for Gibson. Right? Because it's a Gibson thing. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're making something good,
What happens if it's the other way around?
what do you mean?
It's you showcasing your skill to be able to make something that Gibson did.
Well, the reason that we took that Modern with us to NAMM was Gibson had just put out a press release that said we're going to be working with small builders, and I thought, well, let's put ourselves out there as a small builder. As it turns out, we were not nearly big enough to be a big enough small builder for Gibson to be interested in. But my thought was, how many Moderns can Gibson possibly want to have be sold every year? Do they really want to jig up to make them, or do they want to have someone like, me make Moderns, and then they put the Gibson little sticker on there, and there you go. They sell it as a Gibson thing. It's essentially a ghost built
Yeah, I was gonna say,
guitar at that
the
point.
ghost
Yeah.
building has been part of the industry for decades.
Sure.
I can't imagine that some of this stuff hasn't come up where they have crossbreeding.
And I would love to do that. If
Sure.
so if Mark Ignisi is watching this and you don't want to make, or whomever is the head of brand experience at whatever company, if you guys don't want to make something and you want me to make it for you, please let me know. I'd be happy to do that for you.
Okay, someone had a question asking if Dan can build or send beetle kill pine to the UK. It's hard to say. It can be done, but typically when pine crosses international borders, it has to be fumigated because of the pine beetle.
Now, I don't know
Also-
that Dan has beetle kill pine, but we have sent beetle kill pine to Germany and to the UK.
Yeah.
I don't know if it gets
Beetle kill pine is
Michael,
pretty
yours is on the way.
specific to certain regions.
Yeah, there's only a handful of states that have beetle kill pine right
Apparently,
now. Is that right?
Fender is making a whole line or a limited edition.
That's right.
And they
of
source
Colorado
that.
sourced beetle
Yeah,
kill
they source
pine.
that here
Mm-hmm.
through Wildwood, apparently.
Yeah, I think it's a Wildwood
'Cause
exclusive.
Wildwood is the coolest.
They're the coolest,
The
man.
coolest. They're cooler than us.
Do they call you on your birthday?
No.
They don't even call you on your
They
birthday,
don't even
man.
call you on your birthday, man. Even though he's like your brother and you've been playing in the same band for years, man. It's my Joe Walsh.
Everybody who, okay, I want to give you guys a chance to wish Mrs. Texas Toast a happy birthday because it was
Oh,
just
for
the other
heaven's
day.
sake.
It is.
That-
Happy birthday, man.
she's 17.
Celebrating
She's
the
only
anniversary.
17.
I celebrate the anniversary of the day I turned 17 years old. That way I can't be convicted as an adult or be taken anything for more than jail.
But there's more birthdays coming up, including the next birthday that's coming up, and that's Chris's on January 17th, and we're all going to Casa Bonita.
Casa Bonita.
The next birthday's Lance.
When's Lance?
November 2nd.
Oh, wow. And then the one after, who's next?
And
Me
then
or Monkey?
you.
And then Monkey? No,
No,
Monkey's.
Monkey's first.
Yours
Monkey's
is the
the
next
16th,
birthday. Yours is
then the
November.
17th.
And someone's the
then
18th. Ike?
Is Monkey, I think.
No, I thought Monkey was the 16th. There's
Yeah,
someone who's
Ike
the
is
18th.
the 18th, I think.
I think he might be.
Or maybe
yeah.
the 16th.
Ike,
Anyway.
From where?
From Flipside Music, the Great American Guitar
That's
Store.
what I thought you were talking
Yep.
about.
And then, yeah, I'm
that
way
birthday
down the
summer.
road.
You know, that would be a fun seminar for us to have Ike and Dylan come and do a live podcast from the shop. No, they would come. They could bring all kind. Okay. We don't have to do everything at the shop. We could go to Flipside and do a meet and greet and a lecture and a other thing and
Demo.
number 4, yeah, science and time travel.
So, Robbie Greer has a question asking if mango wood is good for guitars.
I have no idea.
And it made me think of the judge and his bamboo.
Oh, that's right, the judge. I'm like, who the fuck is the judge? I don't know anything about mango wood. Where is it grown? Or
I
where
don't
they
know.
get
I mean,
mangoes
it sounds
from?
like it would be in a high moisture environment, so it's probably very dense. And doesn't, yeah, I don't know.
Was that Robbie?
Yeah, Robbie. And
Robbie, do you have any mango wood that you could send us? We'd be happy to make
I've
a
never
guitar.
seen like a mango tree or
Ooh,
whatever.
ooh,
you know?
Speaking of sending us stuff, there's some papers right there. Will someone hand me those? We got. Thank you.
This just in.
This came in actually a couple of weeks ago, and this is from Mike at Red Clover Guitars in Cajas Mountain, North Carolina. And he sent us a piece of guacamole wood. It's really thick and really heavy. But he sent us pictures of his cool, check this out. This is Mike's beloved pin router. And it's a Rockwell unit, and I think the table goes uppy and downy. And he has 2 pin routers. He has that one, and then he has a little bitty pin
It's
router
just
that
wee.
that it's just teeny tiny. I think he uses it for inlay because right here you can see a trapezoid inlay jig, and that's cool. Oh, the other thing is Nick sent me a thing. Nick, I'm so sorry. I didn't think of it until just now, and I'm totally unprepared. Nick is a customer and a friend of ours, and he's got a project going, and he's got a crap. I really dropped the ball on this, Nick. I apologize profusely. He's got a GoFundMe for a project that he's working on. It's almost like a Braille guitar, if you will. And instead of side dots that you can see, it's side dots or back dots that you can feel, and it's a project that he wants to work on for his cousin who is losing his sight.
That is so cool.
It's a neat idea. And Nick, I know I told you I would do it, and then I spaced it out. I'm really busy. I'm gonna leave Nick's GoFundMe campaign information in the bottom of in the description of the video, or I'll do another video specifically about that coming up. How about that, Nick? Sorry that I haven't gotten around to it until now, and I realize that right now I did it in a piss poor way. I apologize. What else we got?
Oh, hi from Russia.
Russia?
We officially are colluding with Russia.
No, my friend Jim was colluding with the people in Russia just a little bit
No,
ago.
right now officially.
Jim is actually at the Red October match right now, which
You
is
know
where
what?
I should be.
I know a guy in Russia.
Hmm.
I can't say his name, but right there he is.
There he is.
So apparently mango is a tropical wood, very open pored, not very dense, looks a little like koa, but not a good structural wood, says Saint Andy.
I couldn't tell you anything about it.
So there you go.
I've
I wanna know
experimented
if
with
it smells
palm.
like a mango. So says mango.
So says Mango.
So saith the shepherd. What else we got? Man, we're sucking wind today. This is not a very good topic.
Oh, okay, so there's
I
been a
think
couple
it
questions
was.
about Purple Heart, and now here's one about teak wood.
Okay?
And it made me think, so when I had teak wood for a fingerboard, and I thought about Purple Heart on that fingerboard of the other guy with the wormwood.
Teak is unbelievably expensive.
And super frickin' hard.
I think-
one of the hardest woods.
It's like petrified.
I think
Yeah.
I think ebony is more expensive a board foot than teak. But man, I think all things being equal, I would much rather just pony up for the ebony. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I don't know what the payoff would be for teak either.
I don't know.
Other than to say it's teak.
Yeah. We's building our stash boxes out of teak. That's
What?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I had a friend of mine, Monty Ivy, in Texas, and we often talked about having a TV show where we would make things. And one of the things we were going to make were stash boxes, and
Stash
Well, we
boxes.
keep
we were going to
talking
make them
about-
out of teak. Yeah.
We keep talking about putting little compartments in the guitars to put your weed in,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't happen.
Well, it's because I don't smoke weed. I don't need any weed or a stash box for weed. So, but Monty was a hilarious dude. He was always coming up with wacky shit like that, and that was his thing, was that we were going to make our stash
Is
boxes.
this the guy
out
you
of
used to
teak.
make the movies with and stuff?
No, but he knew that guy. Yeah.
Can you make a video build using balsa wood?
No.
Balsa is, I think, a catch-all for.
Super soft.
Yeah, I like
but
stuff
it's almost
too.
like basswood. I think is confused with balsa. I think a lot of those little airplanes that you get are actually basswood.
Uh-oh. You've awakened Mrs. Toast.
So James Severin says, have Mrs. Toast take a pic with your guitars and a G string for a market.
Like I would have to take that. I already have that picture.
No, for advertising. Yeah, that's gonna happen. I won't let you see me on Sunday without makeup, but I'm gonna get up at a
She's
G
gonna
string,
show her booty.
stick out my D's.
Somebody asked, where did I get the sunburn? It's not a sunburn. Matt's just extra white today.
Today, he's
Yeah.
really white.
Actually,
You're
yeah.
looking
Polish
a
and
little pink.
Irish.
What's up? You were out in the car. You were out in the yard yesterday.
I think it was earlier in the week I was outside for a little
Oh,
bit.
okay.
I get sun on my face like really fast.
Yep.
Is that a thing?
It's a thing now. It's a thing now.
Yeah.
Okay, now Doc Siltonen is officially colluding with Russia.
Oh, way to
He's
go,
like,
Doc.
he's got the alphabet and everything. He's like sending messages. I think we're just like the idiot cover for the collusion now at this point.
We are.
so.
We are, didn't. Who was it that said that Americans were useful idiots? Some sneaky fucking Russian. Anyone who's Andy, if you're still watching, who was it that used the term useful idiots? It was
A useful
Nikita Khrushchev,
Russian?
I think.
Like the guy who said, "Oh, in Soviet Russia."
No, it
No,
wasn't.
oh,
It wasn't.
okay.
It wasn't that comedian
Okay.
guy. Yeah, it was
that
Yakov
was it.
Smirnov.
All I could think of was Belky, but he was from Even.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was Khrushchev. Maybe. Okay, I don't know.
Marx. I don't know. Anyways, anyways, I had something, and then you went off.
So what's the deal with roasted ash or roasted maple? I mean,
What is the deal? You know what I like? It's cool. It smells good and it looks good.
so why would somebody want a neck made out of it?
Well, for one thing, it's dry. It is bone dry. There is nothing. There's no moisture at all in torrefied maple. So it's got that cool roasty toasty color for one thing, which is neat.
I think that's yeah.
This is a piece of roasted bird's eye actually that we got from Dan. But when you roast wood or during the torrefication process, it changes. This is something that Dan could do. He could just tell us all about what molecular changes happen and what happens with the sugars in the wood and shit like that. He would do stuff with his hands like that. Yeah. But that is
Here's
why
the
you would
church.
want. Mostly it's because it's dry.
There's the steeple.
Sound good?
Open the door. There's the people.
Where's the people?
So I wonder which came first. The hey, when you dry this wood out using an oven, it turns this really cool brown.
Mm-hmm.
We should do that because it's really pretty. Or hey, we need to dry this wood out, and oh, by the way, it turns this cool color, and that's kind of neat too.
Well, kiln drying wood is very different from the torrefication process,
Right.
as you know.
Right, but which? Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Are we just making stuff up
Here is what
because
I
we like the way it looks?
Yeah, I would absolutely imagine that. The benefits of a roasted maple neck are it's very, very dry, and it's a cool color. You can put those one or two depending on.
Yeah.
Anything above and beyond that is you're making shit up.
No,
As far as
think
I'm
about the
concerned.
chemistry of all this, though. Like, let's talk about making bourbon and whiskey.
Yeah,
The wood,
okay.
and if it's roasted or smoked, and if it's been whatever else, like used in wine before, it can't. You know what I
Okay.
mean? It makes a big difference in the end product.
That's true. So
And
you could make a case for some sonic property
Yes.
enhancing.
There's
Okay.
at least like 3% increase in tone with a margin of error of plus or
Oh
minus
shit!
7.
I should have just said that. When
Yeah.
well, so ask me again. What was the question? One more time. Ask me again.
I don't remember.
Why would somebody want a neck made out of roasted maple?
So glad you asked. I personally guarantee a 3% increase in tone when using roasted maple.
Well, so
Wow,
Tiger,
Wow, that's
Tiger,
a
that's
lot.
a lot.
Tiger
Tell me
Tiger
more.
Panther Fox wants to know if roasted maple is easier to route over the standard.
No, it's a bitch because it's so dry,
Dry,
it chips
chips,
and sends
yeah.
crap everywhere. So if you have a piece of bird's eye or flame or figured roasted anything, it is you want to. Generally, we take a cutting tool, something that cuts and not abrades, to where you're just over the limit, and then we'll send it through the thickness sander, or we'll sand to the right size. With roasted wood, I think you've got to leave it a little prouder than you would if it was the regular wood. And Mrs. Toast is
Nobody wants to see
cracking
Chris
up.
with a shirt off. Is that what you're laughing about?
No,
okay.
SS says, "Hey James, look, Mrs. Toast showed her hand right into your old spank bank, huh?"
That's fucked up.
Okay.
Oh. So, and people want to see Chris with no shirt?
Yeah, they think that would
Well,
be the
SS
good
said that you should
Shirtless.
suggested that you should actually pose in the G-string. I kind of left that alone because
Shit, I'll pose in a G-string any day. I
My
don't care.
initial reaction was you're probably the only one who wants to see that, but okay.
But I'll be the first one to show it. Yeah, I don't care. I used to strip down to my underwear at shows, and Mrs. Toast got not too happy with me.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Huh.
I'm trying
So
to
when all your
remember.
bandmates got not too happy with you, unconcerned.
Don't give
Not
a
a
fuck.
thing.
Were you upset when I had the tearaway pants at that party?
No, but other
You wish you
people
had
were.
tearaway pants.
No.
Who was? Mad Dog? That guy was a tool bag. Huh, first of all, if you have a nickname Mad Dog that you gave yourself, that's not cool. Anyway.
Yeah.
Hi, Mike.
Yikes.
I'm trying to remember my the fraternity fucking Greek alphabet trying to figure out the Russian alphabet.
Oh.
I think it's similar.
Why would you think it
They
was
are
similar?
but
Well-
they're not the same root.
But like, I'm trying to like put the. I got challenged to pronounce dude's name in Russian.
By whom?
By the Russian dude.
Oh,
Duh.
by Boris the Blade?
Yeah, I give
How
up.
do you-
Boris.
How do you?
I
You guys are losing me. Come on.
sorry.
I
think
know. I was waiting.
It's a bunch of dead
I think
space.
the how do you prove the 3% tone?
No, well, there's a margin of error of plus or minus
Yeah.
7%.
Oh,
Did
5%.
somebody really ask that
Yeah.
for seriously though? Okay,
It was
good.
serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you can't hear it,
Yeah,
You
then
know,
then
yeah.
yeah,
If
your
you don't
hearing-
know,
you need to get your
I
hearing
can't tell
checked.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's Sasha Fedotov.
Wow, that's a cool name.
I used to have a friend named Sasha Kaminova.
Yeah.
She looked like a bright red-haired Vivian Lee. She
Who's
spoke.
Vivian Lee again?
She was Scarlett O'Hara,
Okay.
and she spoke 5 languages.
Mhm.
And she and I played Scrabble one time, and she almost beat me. I only went out of letters and in English, in like English alphabet. She
Yeah.
almost beat me in Scrabble,
Yeah.
Russian chick. And then we watched Dr. Strangelove. It was
That's right.
interesting. Yeah,
That's right.
Nice. Good combination.
it was
All right.
good. It was a good time.
Sasha is short for Alexander or Alexandra,
Yeah,
apparently.
yeah,
Did
totally.
not know that.
I had a girl in my dorm that was Sasha. She was an extra with me on Weekend at Bernie's movie.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, if anyone wants to see Mrs. Toast and you have an director's cut of Weekend at Bernie's, you can see her in that.
I'm the one who said, Glenn, a divorce, what?
Yep.
Yeah, that was me.
Yep, that's true.
All right, we're devolving.
Oh yeah,
I
we're
think
devolving
That's
now.
all on you. I haven't devolved at all.
Let's go ahead and wrap this up
Yeah.
because I'm out of beer and I'm out of ideas, and so thanks everyone for joining us. We do this every Sunday. This one really kind of stunk. I thought this one kind of sucked.
And you know what's the worst part about it is? We've had the highest viewership on this video because you clickbaited everybody.
Yeah.
And
I don't think we clickbaited anybody. We
yeah.
talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about it a lot. So anyway, if you guys like this kind of thing, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up and shit like that. If you appreciate content like this, you might want to go over to our Patreon page. Oh, we got a couple of new Patreon members. Like, for example, fuck. Anyway, we got a couple of new patrons this week. And remember, all of the money that you put toward your Patreon account
Goes directly into
towards-
my pocket.
actually mine, but it goes towards your next Texas Toast guitar purchase. So that's a cool thing.
Goes
So-
towards stocking the fridge with cheese.
That's right. Oh, why I oughta.
I still have cheese left from the Texas Toast days, I
Yeah.
think. And that was, a month and a half ago.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of cheese.
You could just cut the mold off. It's still good.
No,
It's
most
not.
of it hasn't been opened, so
just
it's totally solid.
It's not good.
How do you think blue cheese comes around?
It's
Come
the
on,
that's
dude.
it gets left at a guitar shop's refrigerator. That's how blue cheese happens. All right, everybody. So until next week, this is Matt at Texas Toast.
It's Chris.
Weenie roller.
That's very good. Saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next week. We've got more videos coming this week. I have no idea what they're going to be. Who knows? Maybe it'll even be an EBO video. So stick around, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, everybody.
SS was supposed to get a shirt. Right?
Well, I didn't. Oh, well, send me your address if you haven't gotten a shirt, by the way.
You need to remind Matt of a lot of stuff.
You do.
Just keep on him until he says
Could you
okay.
imagine if he smoked pot?